Hello, hello, hello. Amanda Fisher, the cash flow queen. And today I want to talk about what happened to the old rule, and is it an old rule, that the customer is always right. And what goes with that is the acknowledgement of when you make a mistake. I don't know. I was taught that you always allow the customer to be right. Yes, you've still got to put your own point across in your own view, but you've got to allow the customer to be right. And you've got to allow for and acknowledge when you make a mistake. We're all human. Absolutely. None of us are perfect. We do make mistakes from time to time. And the best way I know to endear myself and to keep the relationship in a good footing is to acknowledge when I've stuffed up, to acknowledge when I've made a mistake, and then do whatever's necessary to fix it if you can. And if it's not fixable, that's okay, but allow that to be a graceful kind of moving forward situation. I've just had a situation where I have made the comment that I'm not happy with the quality of some work from a service provider. There's been no acknowledgement of an error on their part. I even gave them an out when in my email detailing what my issues were. Well, they didn't pick up on it. Instead of which it's this, just a complete lack of responsibility for no apology for, the things that I noted that were facts, no acknowledgement that that was the case and that, they could have done a better job. Interesting. So I just find that, just a little interesting as to how it was almost like, don't you dare, attack my the quality of my work. I stand by what I do. It's fantastic, etc., etc., etc. Fine. But sometimes we don't. Sometimes the quality's not there. Sometimes we miss a deadline. Sometimes we say one thing and do another. Sometimes we put out that we're going to do X, Y, Z, and then we do X and Y and we don't do the Z. Been lots of incidences over the years where, people put out that this is what they're going to do and then do something different. And I know some of it's marketing hyperbole, but you know what? Because I've been stung so many times with some of these things, take a screenshot of what's being offered, or make sure I've got a copy of what it is. One of the classic examples of this, I felt, was a marketing promotion for a limit of 5 tickets to a one-day event. It was a day after another 2-day event. Some gurus out of America were here, top of the tree experts. They were fabulous. And there was an offer for quite a significant price for 5 tickets on the follow-up day. I grabbed one of them I looked at 5 tickets, 8 hours, and it might have been 10 tickets, because I think I worked out it'd be 40 minutes, one-on-one each. I thought, that is worth paying the money for. Sure, it was 5, but maybe it was 10. So I bought my ticket. There were 40 people in the room. That's not what I paid for. That was not what was promoted. That was not what was intimated. Yeah, it's marketing speak. It's all this, get you in. It's like the time I was some years ago now, someone was running a pilot program, put up a post wanting 10 people to run the pilot program. You had to be interviewed for it. I got interviewed, I got accepted. I thought, that's pretty, pretty cool. Blah, blah. And part of that was to give feedback. So I gave feedback every month. It was over a period of time, every month. And at the end, I gave some feedback about, I really wanted some bit more hands-on with the, with the person behind it, the main person. And I got a response back saying, oh, well, there wasn't ever going to be hand-on. We had like over 100 people in the pilot program. What? You asked for 10 and you take 100? You sell 5 or 10 tickets and you put 40 people in the room? Come on, people. Why do you have to lie to get? I know it's just marketing stuff, but it's BS. And the problem is that the people that do it legitimately now are being impacted by those who don't do it well. Those who now you look at it, go, yeah. But when it's a one-on-one service, which is different, this is a specific one-on-one service that's being provided, briefs being provided, what it is, and what comes back is doesn't follow the brief. It's not, the quality is not there, or the deadlines aren't met. So we had a few of those over the years where deadlines have extended. In the end, you go, you know what? Sorry, this is not acceptable. Why can't you accept that you've made a mistake? You bit off more than you could chew, that XYZ happened, which is why it became the result it was. And normally you do, this other stuff, which means you get a quality result. You didn't check, the quality of the work before it went out. I actually had the same issue, something else just recently, and I again had to deal with that one and say, well, I've given a very, very specific brief and I'm getting very frustrated every time it comes back. It's different and it's a different version, and all I want is to finish this thing, because it's vital component of my business. I just want to get it finished. But every time it comes back, something else has changed. It's not what I've asked for. When you're very specific in the brief, when you're very specific in your deliverables, you need to be able to fess up when you make a mistake and do it in a manner that is, allows you to still save face as the person who's made the mistake, allows the customer to feel like they've been heard, and perhaps some criticisms being taken on board in the manner that it was intended. That you need to be really careful what you're doing. You need to be sure that the quality of the work when it goes out is what it is. Anyway, I'm curious. I would love some feedback. Do you think that customer is always right is no longer relevant in today's world? Is that old-fashioned? Is that not what is necessary today? Should we be acknowledging our errors and accepting responsibility when things don't quite go to plan? Or is it okay to make the customer feel like they shouldn't have said anything and put up, shut up, pay good money for a very poor result and not say anything, and let you, the business owner, believe that you've done a great job when you haven't? And probably deep down in heart of hearts, you know you haven't, but you don't want to admit it. What do you think? Love to have some comments. Love to hear your input and thoughts on this as I grapple with it, both from the receiving end of services and also as the provider. How do you respond when someone is not happy? Do let me know. Whatever you do, the reality is customers are what makes the numbers go round in your business. So they are part of your numbers, and you've got to make those numbers count.